It's so ridiculous right now. I'm getting tired of all that connection issue that we're having. And this is only going towards Twitch. And so I've spent hundreds of dollars trying to correct the issue on the ISP side, but we'll see. I'll let everybody refresh here before we keep going on this subject. I don't know. Alphinaud, does he not look weird to you guys?
Yeah, he definitely looks pretty interesting. That's for sure.
I mean, he doesn't look like anyone else.
Yeah, he seems pretty
Well, he looks like Alizé.
He looks like his sister. Yeah,
his
exactly.
sister.
For the longest time, I didn't even know like which one was the girl and which one was the boy.
Yeah, it's hard
until I
for
was
me
like,
too.
it's like, oh, Alphinaud, and then Alizé. It makes sense. But which one is which? Because they still look the same. And then I was like, oh, they're little hair ties.
Yeah, their hair ties and the colors on their little emblems that they have here is like green or pink or something. And I always had a tough time telling them apart. I mean, they should have they should have done something to be different. They should have, I don't know, made Alice look more like Minfilia or something. Then you would tell the difference. Okay, look, we have Minfilia. You can tell she's a woman. She looks skanky as hell. All right. And a lot of these other people, you can tell they're women. So why would you make Alice look like a young boy? Why would you make Alphinaud look like a young girl?
They're into that senpai.
Yeah,
I don't know.
they wanted to troll you specifically.
I guess so. I was very confused about the whole situation for a long time. And they show up at the very beginning of the story, but they don't really show their intentions until you start talking to Sid again. Then you start to see kind of what they want. But all right, let's start back up on this. So they're talking to everyone saying, all right, here's the plan. We're going to get the 3 grand companies together because if we don't get them together, they are going to we're going to get screwed over by the dragons and the Garlands, which the Garlands are kind of in the background anyways, doing their own little thing. And they're just now starting to ramp back up and want to come back towards Eorza. But that's a whole different segment because Garlands aren't even in part of this story yet. So we go on to that, and then what? Oh yeah, so this is where you start to see that the Crystal Braves are being fishy too. You have the little evil Lala sitting there talking to the evil Ro, and this is Ildajerk that's sitting here, and he becomes a horrible character, and we all hate him afterwards. We liked him at first, but then we just start to hate him a little bit later here. All right, so they say, hey, let's have a little conversation. There's still other people in the room. Why are they being so obvious about this? This is how I knew something was going on. You have, okay.
Well, I mean, sometimes that's the best defense or not decoy. There you go. That's the word I'm looking for. You know, being right out in the open for it. Maybe somebody doesn't think you're up to no good if you're blatantly obvious about it. I mean, yeah, maybe.
And, you know, the guy who notices him, of course, he dies later on. That doesn't actually show in the main story cutscenes afterwards. It comes with a little side quest, but he dies trying to figure them out. He's a good guy. It sucks, right? And then you're like, I noticed it too, and I noticed you noticing it, but whatever. You know, it is what it is. So then we jump into the next scene, and then we have Alphinaud actually going to the grand companies and saying, hey, let's get together and help these guys out. And so the beginning response from them is, no, we can't really, we'll give them like 5 troops because we can't give more. We have other issues. We have things that we got to deal with. And Alphinaud is pissed. He's like, what's wrong with you guys? Why do you have to protect your home? Go protect someone else's home. So Kerr, give me your thoughts kind of on the whole interaction here and maybe play devil's advocate. Why do you think the leaders here are in the right?
They want to. I mean, if I was a leader, I'd want to protect my own first before, venturing out and possibly killing my own people in a battle that doesn't involve my country.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. They're kind of the entire time during the scene. He's trying to convince them this does involve you. If they fall, you fall.
Well, not only that, this is Ishgard, right? So Ishgard, they pulled back on Gridania before. So in their eyes, they see Ishgard as like a traitor. So why would they want to help a traitor?
Right. I mean, they have no sentiment towards them. They're like, we almost died. We've somehow made it out. And now the people who didn't help us when we almost died won't help. they want to kind of give them the middle finger. But this is where one of the worst decisions ever that happens. And before we get into that, I want to ask you, Gilly. Let's go on the other side. Why is Alphinaud right?
Why is he all for it and stuff like that?
Yeah, why is he right in getting people to come and try to get everyone else's armies? Now imagine Alphinaud was completely successful, and he got all of their armies to come fight in Ishgard and left their towns a little bit bare. Why is that a good decision?
I think in Alphinaud's mind, he was trying to unite all 4 factions, but to his surprise, it didn't work out because, like what Kerr was saying, like giving with the backstory with Gridania and stuff, it's like you've stabbed us before. What makes you think it's not going to happen? What makes us think it's not going to happen again? And it's like he's trying to reassure them, like it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And then, sure enough,
there you go.
Truth be told, it happened.
Yeah, Adagio. This is kind of just one of those scenes where there's not really much more we can really say on it. But do you have any other input on it?
I honestly think that he really wasn't thinking. I understand what he was going for by wanting to unite everything into a huge alliance, but he has to think that these grand companies, they have the beastmen that are still a constant threat to them. They're constantly attacking their cities. They need that constant protection there. They still have primal threats occasionally. They need their protection. I believe Mirwib, when she said that we don't have any free people to give to you. We gave you what we have because they're still dealing with their own stuff. They're not just like standing around doing nothing.
Yeah. Again, and what I was saying earlier is that this is one of the worst decisions because he actually convinces Raubahn to say, "Hey, we can take more of the Immortal Flames and go help you even more, and we'll just let the Brass Blades deal with the city's matters." This is what screws them in the end, or this is part of what screws them in the end, because he gives protection of the city up to somebody that will take advantage of it and screw everyone over. What makes him think, hey, this is an okay decision? Adagio, defend him. Why is this okay?
Why is it okay for Raubahn to make the brass blades?
Yeah.
Raubahn sees what Alphinaud is trying to accomplish, and like Alphinaud, he wants to see Ishgard folded back into the alliance. So, there was good intentions there, but like what they say about the road to hell being paved with good intentions. So.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's so stupid. Okay. Well, let's go forward a little bit here and just keep going on this scene. And this is where he's like, something's going on with the Sultana. She's not talking to me. She has completely cut me off. Something's going on.
She knows.
Maybe she does know. She's part of the conspiracy as well. She's willing to sacrifice herself to make everything go to hell. And of course, stupid handmaidens will be like, oh, she's feeling fine. Nothing's wrong. Don't worry. I'm going to go poison her later. Oh, gosh. So weird.
I don't think that she knows she's going to die. I think she's just feeling extremely useless because like her people are suffering and she can't do anything about that because the monarchists are getting in the way. And that's why she's trying to abdicate the throne to establish the government in a different manner so that people are actually being helped. So she's upset because she's thinking about ending this whole line of succession. That's got to play on your mind. I'm the last person of this line. I feel like a failure because I couldn't make this things happen. I couldn't make it right. And at the same time, she's just seeing all these people suffering and she can't do anything about it. So I don't think she knew. I just think that she was really upset with the situation that she had to deal with.
Yeah. Do you think she knew, Kerr, that she was going to die?
It's hard. That's a tough call. Because, in my mind, I put together, like, hey, there's a scene where she's, like, praying. There's a scene where, like, you see her expressions, and it seems like she's up to something. Personally, I put together as she was in on this, and she knew maybe, I don't know if she really died, or maybe it was something that knocked her out, because nowhere in the scene did I see someone touch her pulse. Or how did they even know the liquid on the floor had poison in it?
Well, I mean, she fell
So,
over and like she
There
died.
is
Right.
actually a conspiracy theory out there that lends a little towards Kerr's viewpoint that they kind of we didn't fill the pulse and they kind of took the body away and we haven't seen her since. So we didn't actually have a confirmation of death. So it
Yeah.
could have been like a Romeo and Juliet scenario where
They didn't
she
even
took
have a funeral.
she essentially took a poison that like made her look dead, but she's not actually dead. You never know.
Well, the person who was going to do her funeral got his arm cut off. I mean, he has other issues. He's in jail right now. So maybe they're going to skip it for a little bit. I don't know. All right, we'll get back to that, and we'll get into that conversation here in a second. But then we're like, okay, we got all of our extra forces. Let's go fight this big dragon, which is probably known as one of the worst trials that exists right now. Steps of Faith. And you fight Vishap, who doesn't care that you're attacking the hell out of his feet. He just has the one goal of actually going over there and stomping his way to the gate and breaking down all the I don't know, if he breaks down the stone at the very end, he wins. So, what do you guys think about that trial, by the way, just to run into it? Do you have anything positive that you can pull from that? And I'll start with you, Gilly.
It was cool at first. I mean, but after being in there for like 2 hours and just wiping constantly because nobody knew what the hell they were doing, it was getting a little frustrating. But I did feel like a boss when I was tanking like all the ads by myself, and they're like, "All right, we're gonna shoot the cannons on you. We're gonna drop this big old nail. Bam! Explosions
Good
everywhere."
sound effects, by the way. Really good.
Everything was blowing up, and it was like, "Yeah, this is awesome." And I'm just a little Lala tank running under this big old dragon's belly, tickling it, and then
Just do
praying
that
to
little
God
slide.
it doesn't kill us. It was fun though, but on top of that, it was frustrating the first time I went in.
Yeah. Kerr, what do you think about it? Was there anything good about it that you really liked?
That's hard to say because as a healer, it was painful. Being able to use cannons, that was great.
Yeah.
I can't say anything positive about it, sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. It's hard. It's really hard. I mean, it's an interesting concept. They were trying to do something different, but they failed. And the thing that killed it was you have to wait till he destroys the end. If you didn't have to wait every single time, then it might be okay. But having to wait all the way until the end kills it because you have this long amount of just, I'm sitting here for 8 minutes, we've already lost because these people don't know what they're doing, and there's nothing I can do about it. I don't know. And Dagio, I'm going to save you for lore. I'm going to hold off for a second. So we go into this next scene here. And it's basically, hey, look, this sucks. We just had someone die. We have all these other things going on. Things are horrible. I don't want to go to this dinner. I don't want to celebrate, but we got to celebrate. It's something that if we don't do it, then we're not showing face. We're not being political enough about it. And, that's okay. I mean, it kind of makes sense. You want to go and do this whole thing, but I don't know if you really... She looks like she's about to break down already. She could have stayed home. She doesn't
Grab
need to
some
go.
ice cream.
You gotta
watch
save
some
face. Come on, you can't just stay
Vampire
home.
Diaries.
Yeah, but if you go there and you just start crying in front of everybody, that doesn't look good. You just bring
You gotta
everybody
be
down.
You gotta be a strong leader, even if you don't feel it. If you're a leader, you have to do shit that you don't want to do
I
sometimes.
wouldn't say she's a strong leader. She doesn't tell people what to do.
Hey,
She's
that's
something.
the role of a leader. Leaders aren't supposed to get in there and get their fists dirty. They're supposed to coordinate people. We made it this far with her leading us, so
Yeah, look where the fuck we are now.
hey,
We're not
that was completely Alphanod's fault. That was not Minfilia's fault.
Oh,
We
now
aren't
you're
the
gonna make
warrior light
Alphanal feel
anymore.
bad about the situation again. He's not feeling bad enough already, huh? All right. Well, and then you got the Sultana, and she's praying, and she's like, "This sucks. I don't want this to go through. I'm very sorry. I'm sorry that I'm planning a fake death, and that Raubah's probably going to get his arm cut off, and this is all because of me." Right? That's exactly what she's thinking.
They
She has
cut
the
a
evil
strong
look. What's
hand.
that evil Lala face? You'll catch it here in a second. But I don't know. And then she goes to the handmaid, and she's like, "Hey, call him in. I'm ready to drink my poison."
No, see, I don't think it's technically an evil Lala. I think that's just the way Lalas look. It's just there.
You're
That's
right. It's
how
part of their nature. They're evil.
yeah, true.
It's just what they are. I mean, there's not much you can do about it. Gosh. Yeah, I'm sorry, everybody watching this with the frame drops. Hopefully, if you can come back and watch this on YouTube, it'll look a little bit better for you. Gosh, I was hoping it would happen all night. a lot of very frustrating calls to have later on. But anyways, everybody's happy. All these people who didn't do anything, you see how happy they are? Like, I can't believe our underlings did all this for us. This is a great party, guys.
Well, of course they're happy. If that didn't happen, if the dragons took control of the city again, the Garleans would be right on the doorstep of the
They don't know that.
Mordona. Yeah, they do. They know
don't know
that.
any
How
details
do
of
they
it.
not know that?
They just like, oh, there's a free party. I'm rich and I get to go to it. I'm gonna get some free food. Oh my god, it's ridiculous.
They're celebrating the fact that they're bringing together their social issues, and then they'll become a united economic front of city-states. That's why they're
Go.
celebrating.
An influx of culture and an influx of, new people and ideas. There you go. That's something to celebrate for.
Yeah.
They're worthless. I don't care about them. I've killed Bahamut. Whatever, man. These guys are stupid. they don't do anything. They get fat and drink their stupid wine. Whatever.
It's like we killed an all-powerful being, and yet these guys in handcuffs are more stronger than
Yeah, and I
Bahamut.
wanted to kind of bring that up when we get to that. I'll talk a little bit about that because that's a ridiculous one. And I like how she has a little Moogle pet and Chocobo pet, by the way, on her bed, too. You can tell she's still a little girl. So, maybe she shouldn't be the leader. Maybe Telly was right. Telly Deja. However you say that guy's name. But I'm just going to call him Telly.
Teleji.
Telly Deji. And so, Nanamo brings you in. They're like, hey, yeah, thanks for joining. This is going to be a great experience for the both of us. Yeah, see, again, there's just these people, oh, we've done nothing. And then the leaders, of course, they're taking their little swing at it, too. And they're just saying, hey, I'm so glad all this stuff worked out. I'm glad we sent forces to you. I'm glad this is great. But, Alphanai isn't having any of this. He's like, what the fuck? I worked my ass off to get like 5 soldiers from each one of you to go and help us out. Although all those soldiers are dead too. You guys remember them dying in Steps of Faith, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got crushed. So none of them are coming back to celebrate.
For a little soldier boy.
What do you guys think about this character though? Sir Amneric.
I think he's genuine. I think he wants to, like he said, he wants to throw open the doors of Ishgard and invite everyone in. I don't think that he's. There are some people saying that he might be deceitful. I don't think so. I think he's completely, purely honest, and he is, truthful in what he's saying. He wants to, reestablish the alliance. I think he's a good guy.
Maybe, but at the same time, I see it like he's kind of still a puppet to whoever's ruling, the ruling families, classes. And I don't know, he's just a pretty face that says things.
He is a pretty face.
I don't know about his Miley Cyrus assistant though.
Yeah,
He
was
is.
a little
He
weird.
actually looks a little bit more trusting than her, to be honest.
That's
I
true.
don't know.
I mean, we don't really know the hierarchy in Ishgard right now, so we don't know exactly how much control or say so someone has over Sir Emmerich. But like I said, I think he's a honest guy. So
He looks awesome as hell though, right?
yeah, I want that armor.
And that
Yeah.
sword.
And that haircut, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So I mean, he looks great. He looks like the awesome hero that you want. I'm betting he dies.
Oh, why do you gotta
Right.
kill us, Sir Emmerich?
Okay. He's
Damn.
gonna die. Something's gonna kill him. He's too great right now, so something's gonna knock him down. He's gonna get his head cut off or something like Game of Thrones.
Watch him become like another nail where like he goes crazy. I can see him going crazy and then just like becoming the bad guy for some reason.
I mean, maybe if he thinks it's like something for the greater good, he might like turn against you if he thinks like you're trying to cause harm to Ishgard or something. But
I wouldn't think that he would do it. I think Eddie would. Einstein. I think he would do it. He might go crazy and turn into Nail, and then this crazy, powerful Dragoon that's using the Eye of Nidhogg to become like this super Dragoon, and then you have to fight him later on. I can see that happening. This guy, I see him maybe dying to a dragon, and he's like just goes at him full force, and a dragon just eats him and it's over with. That's it.
Damn.
I don't know. That's just kind of what I'm seeing. I like him as a character so far, though. I think he's pretty awesome, and I'm gonna be sad when he goes.
Oh, Too early. Too early.
Actually, I think that I think you're probably going to be under can't think of the words, but I think he's going to like whip some badass shit out and like rape like 20,000 dragons with one swing or something.
All right, well, I
It's
hope
going to be
so.
super powerful.
He looks just like a diplomat right now. So
Yeah, exactly.
he has
See,
cool armor, cool weapons.
underestimating. That's what it is. Underestimating.
The blue sword is pretty awesome too.
Yeah.
Maybe he does have some secret power.
I mean, how did he get to that position? He has to be pretty awesome.
Maybe he's a blue mage.
Ooh. 4.0. Look forward.
4.0, yeah.
Look forward to it.
Yeah. And so now this is where Alphinaud gets to the point where he's like, oh, well, it's time for me to go get a knife to my neck, or a sword to my neck.
Okay, I really didn't understand this part. So why the hell are they pulling him away to the other side? Because
They
he
don't
has
want to
something up
show
his sleeve.
They don't want to show that they're being deceitful, right? They don't want to show that whole mutiny thing. They just want to keep it a little bit private, have the mutiny happen, and then deal with him in some other way, so it's not exposed.
There was an actual attack on the city. They weren't making that up. When you go back to talk to Sir Emmerich after all this has happened, they say that there was legitimately an attack on the city. So.
Well, this is Alphinaud when he gets pulled away from the party.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. But yeah, no, that was a weird scene too. But yeah, this one, again, evil Lala. This guy has soulless eyes. He is probably one of the most evil-looking ones out there.
I actually wanted to glamour my Lala like that.
Of course you would. Of course you would. Oh gosh.
I didn't actually know that. Valiant says that Emmerich's second in command, if you angle the character under her tiara, she has the third eye, the Garlean eye.
Oh really?
I'll have to check that out because I didn't know that. But that's
I think
intriguing.
I saw it somewhere.
It's kind of goofy. Although there's lots of good Garlands out there. Like Sid is a Garland, but.
Yeah, Sid's Garland.
And we're at the scene right now where the Sultana is about to get poisoned. So, she has a pretty painful death. Probably one of the most painful deaths I think I've seen in the story so far. Or, death. Okay, so it's conspiracy thrown to the side. If she actually died, it looks really painful.
Yeah, like I fully expected that to happen. I mean, there were so many conspiracies going around that said she was going to be poisoned, and I fully went into this thinking that was going to happen. But dude, just like getting that freaking death stare, looking in her eyes as she's dying, I was not ready for that.
Yeah. Oh my dear lord.
Well,
yeah.
when I saw the banner for Before the Fall, I was like, why the hell is there a chalice on here?
I mean, that's how people kind of put it together too. Because if you thought about it for a while, that's the only thing that made sense.
And then the moment you see the chalice get handed to you, you're like, oh man,
there's
it's about to get real.
There's speculation on if you look really close in that little banner with the chalice, you can see her face in it. But I've never been able to, I've tried it and I've never been able to see it. So I don't know. Maybe it's some weird, wild speculation.
Oh yeah, the advertisement or whatever for it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so yeah, they might have mentioned it in the story, saying I'm not entirely sure. Argent, I mean. Then you see Raubahn. Of course, as soon as she dies, he must feel a twitch in his arm, and he turns in that direction.
You've had to feel something, yeah, because he definitely looked back. He was like, "What's going on?"
And he looked back in the direction with the arm. He's like, "I'm about to lose something." Oh, and look at how painful that is. She's crying, and tears are going everywhere. She turns pale.
I wasn't ready for that. I knew she was gonna die, or I thought she was gonna die. I was not ready for that. I was like, oh my god.
Oh dear, yeah. So that kind of sucks. And the second she hits the floor, it's like I think I see Telly just like peeking through the keyhole, just waiting for it to happen. Okay, guys. What's going on here?
You know that was completely pre-planned. Why do you think we had the violinist?
No, exactly. Yeah, it was pre-planned. Yeah, the handmaiden did it. So so we're looking at her, and she's gone instantly. Oh, she's dead. Let's not check anything. She's dead. I know she's dead. Oh, poison. That's what's going on, guys. It's the poison. Oh, it's you. You're the only one here. I gotta admit, when I was doing the Moogle head thing and I did this, I couldn't catch the emotions on the character as much. So this is actually kind of a little bit different for me. And okay, so again, we'll get to this point. You've killed Bahamut. You see the armor on it. You've already just done all the stuff to rip Bahamut apart into pieces, or Prime, and you killed all this other Master stuff. A couple of soldiers come and handcuffed you, and it's over with.
All right, when I was playing through this, I had the same sentiment, but when you go back and think about it, you were like you don't generally attack people unprovoked. The guards didn't do anything technically to provoke you, so why are you going to cut down these people?
They're trying to fuck you up. You can tell that they're bullshitting you, right?
They're just doing what they're told. They're just little peons for Teleji's greater plan. I mean, you're sitting there killing people's like husbands and sons if you do that, and they're just following orders.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, you figure as the warrior light, you're like these allegations are so wild and so out there that no one's going to believe this anyway. So why not just go with them? Because it's just going to be tossed out anyways.
Yeah.
Well, you got to take in a toll too. Like they might have been paid or hired men. You know, you never know that.
Oh yeah, no, they're all paid and hired. The brass blades are pieces of shit. Which is again why I'm kind of, oh yeah, it's okay. Let's leave them. Raubahn, since you did that, since you left it to the brass blades, you killed Nomino. You made all this happen. I hope.
Damn! Don't make him feel worse. Don't make him feel any worse. He's already feeling pretty bad now.
Yeah. Alphinaud does this thing with his eyes during the scene though that I'm like, I kind of think he's about to pull some crazy trick and just beat everybody up, but he doesn't. He's just like, hands up. Sorry, I don't got my book on me. I can't do anything. My sister's not here. I can't form the T-book and, do something special.
Can't blast you in the next expansion.
Yeah. And this guy has a name too, but I'm not even going to mention it because I don't know how much he'll matter. Maybe he'll matter later on, but I just see him as stupid Lala. Soulless Lala. And so, while all this is happening, Telly, and this is kind of when we get to the part where Telly comes and says, hey, you got a dragon attack on your city. Time for you to get out of here. And notice that's the first thing he says. He doesn't say, hey, the Sultana's dead. It's, hey, Sir Amaric, you got to get out of here.
Sneaky, sneaky.
So, of course that's goofy. And this guy is being obviously like a horrible character. All the artificial other characters in the game should have realized something's wrong and it's going on. And he definitely, Sir Amaric, realized something's wrong. And the thing that kind of gets me here is that this guy has a smile, a little like, haha, time for you to go, guy. So Telly, it seems like he's actually playing a role in getting this guy out. So when you say that there was an actual attack on the city, we'll get to that point where it says, yeah, it was attacked. Do you think that maybe he's in league with Lady Iceheart? And they planned this attack?
Possible.
Maybe not Iceheart, but I think there might be some Ascian influence somewhere in here.
Maybe. I mean, they're going to play a big part of the story either way, but something has to tie these two people together, and I don't know how to tie them together, because you can't see any other relations to them besides, maybe the Ascians are in the background kind of pulling strings on both of these guys. But the guy smirks. He's like, hey, it's time for you to go. Yeah, something's wrong here. But then again, you're right. It could be Lala expressions. Lala expressions are the worst. And then you get to see the cool blue sword as he's walking away. And then this is... I'm sorry. Like, Ishtola's face during that scene, she doesn't make any emotion. She just looks and comes back. Like, she turns off to the side and she turns straight back. No emotion changed to her face. That looked weird to me. It doesn't mean anything. It's just something I noticed that was weird on the animation side of it. So it looked goofy. And then, okay, Thancred, oh, you're under arrest now. Of course, he's out flirting up with a girl, right?
Yeah, he was trying to flirt with a girl at the time.
It wouldn't be Thancred if you don't have that going on. And then the Brass Blades, they come up and they're saying, oh, that thing that you did earlier, you're under arrest for it now. We didn't care about it earlier, but now, we got you, man. I mean, did the people actually know about what happened to him in La Habrea?
Probably not the common people, but I'm sure. The Grand Company leaders, I think, noticed or saw it. So, of course, they probably spread it amongst like their little lowers, downs, and then of course it just trickled down from there.
Hmm. Oh man, and he's doing a stupid little rogue thing, and it's like, ah ha ha, and they didn't want to animate this scene at all, because apparently that takes a lot, so they just flash real quick before the battle happens, and they're like, okay, next scene.
Well, I mean, he's ninja like that. You can't see him. You don't see him when he kills. He just
Black
does
and
it.
white, and then nothing happens. Okay, so then we get to this point, and this is where shit just gets real. And this is when we have Raubahn. He's like, "What's going on? What are you doing?" He sees something wrong's going on. He's like, "Oh, you didn't know? The Sultana's dead." God, what is wrong with
Yeah,
that guy?
when I was going through that storyline, I was like, seriously, you were just now catching on? What is wrong with you? Someone in my chat was like, he must be playing on PS3.
Yeah.
It seriously took him so long to catch that the Sultana was dead. Like, how did you not know? That was like essentially he came out and freaking said it. It's like, how did you not catch on until like so long after?
Oh my
He's
god.
just in shock, guys.
I guess so. I don't know. He didn't. And the rest of the guests are like, "What the hell's going on? All right, something serious, is happening." And now you got Telly here, sitting here, blaming everything on everyone else. And this is another part that pisses me off. When they take you and throw you on the floor, come on. And I'm a row. I'm a huge ass row. And you have Ilberd comes up and just throws me on the floor like I'm just some weak little piece of shit.
Well,
I don't know.
you saw that fight scene. He's a lot stronger than you think he is.
No, he is. No, definitely. He is, which is weird.
He could
just 'cause
probably
they're
throw a
blue.
couple of rows around.
Not me.
Not you.
He
Not me.
punted me like a football.
It's just ridiculous. And then, yeah, this is when he comes out of his evil side. He's like, oh, yeah, this guy's evil. He was your best friend before this, right? You helped him get into the Crystal Graves.
Yeah, and he's an old friend of Raubahns, like
Yeah.
from way back when.
With Alamingo, yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
God, this guy, he's just setting up to get himself killed. And so I kind of want to put another point in here. This guy's doing a lot of things to piss people off in this very critical situation. Why is he going to this extent to do it when he knows he can make somebody snap and they'll kill him?
I think he was paid to act that way because Teleshi Adeleshi was not by far like the mastermind behind this whole plan. He was probably told that he should go, provoke certain people and don't worry about it. We'll protect you if something happens. And then obviously they didn't. But I think he thought he was safe, and I think he was paid to do what he was doing.
Yeah, something was going on here.
Not only that, but those people you play games with, and they just like to gloat when they win, and like they're almost winning in like Mario Kart, and they're like, "Oh, go get it, you're gonna lose." So I thought that's how he was just gloating.
Plus,
Yeah.
I mean, that's generally his personality too. He's been that way throughout the whole story. He's been very flamboyant and outgoing, and he just speaks his mind, and he doesn't give a shit what you think about it.
But how do you get this far in life and not get your ass handed to you?
Because he has money, and he's the
Money
leader. He pays for the
everything.
he's essentially the leader of the Brass Blades. He owns the Brass Blades. He's the one that pays for them. So I mean, if you have that much money, no one's going to pick fights with you.
I don't know. He's a stupid lala. I would have punched him. There's enough poor people in Oldad that would probably knock his ass out. I don't know. And they don't care about money. They're not going to have money. They're stepped on every day. Okay, and then he's really upset. He falls down. He's just going crazy. No. You can tell this guy's about to snap. He's not done. Oh, well, if, I'd rather you take the burden of doing her funeral than us. Yeah, because, we don't care about it. Maybe it's a good thing because she was just a puppet, and he does this whole little puppet pose and everything where he moves his arms around. It's just like, how? I don't know. This guy has big balls until they get cut off.
Yep.
And they get completely cut off here.
Yep, he definitely pushed it a little too far. Like I said, though, I think he was playing the role he was paid to do. So.
All right, I'm going to make sure we're going to all enjoy this scene real quick. Or I'm going to enjoy this scene for sure. And then he has this stupid lackadaisy face where he's just like, I've won everything. I'm rich. She's just a stupid puppet. And he has the evil goatee mustache thing too, of course.
Well, of course, you have to have that when you're evil.
Yeah. And of course,
I just-
Ilberd doesn't want to save this guy. And this is a nice little painful death. Or this is a
Okay.
satisfying death.
That's because he's expendable. Like I said, he's not really anywhere higher. He thinks he's more than he is, but he's really nothing, honestly. So Ilber's like, whatever, you don't pay me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so I'm guessing that's kind of the plan. Lolo, or Loretto, or whatever his name is. I'm going to call him Lolo. He probably said, at this point, we don't need him anymore. He did everything he needed to do, so if he dies, whatever. Now we don't even have to pay him. We're over it.
Yeah, I mean, that might even been part of the plan. Maybe that's why. Maybe he paid him to provoke him, and he was like, let him kill him. Fuck it. We don't want him anymore.
Yeah.
One less person on the payroll.
And before this happens, Lolo was actually, he seemed like a reasonable person. He's like, he's a businessman, but he's still reasonable. He tries to add logic to things and make sense. He's not like trying to help people, but he's not an asshole. And okay, to go back to that scene real quick, I'm going to backtrack just a second here. Where he does this whole evil thing, and we still Ilberd kind of do this cool little thing with the sword, which Gilly, you were telling me stuff about it.
Yeah.
And just the way he does his sword kind of relates to what?
The samurai, like when samurais have certain stances, like there's a way, like if you turn your blade, if you're really in the samurai's code, if you want to kill somebody, you would strike them with the actual, the actual edge, not the blunt area. Mm-hmm. But if you notice, Ilberd was his intentions were to basically kill, like harm Raubahn, but not completely kill him because he wants him to suffer more. So when you see Ilberd actually tilt his blade up like a samurai stance and actually cuts up like an actual like samurai blade, or cuts forward and slices his arm off. And another thing too is like when Raubahn goes berserk, he's holding the two swords in his hand, like full-blown paladin swords in each hand. It's not he's not holding it like a ninja. Mm-hmm. He's not holding it like,
he's holding like a crazy person right now.
He's going berserk. And then so that's got me wondering, like, if maybe those are the two classes that we may see in the future. Samurai was already talked about, like it could have been the tanking class besides Dark Knight. So I think that's why they were trying to tease it with probably Ilberd tilting his sword, and then Raubahn actually turning his blades, outward, like he was an actual berserker. So that was an interesting thing I noticed, anyways.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of know. You see, he's a damn professional with what he's doing, at least. And his arm falls off, goes off crazy, and he's like, "Oh God, no blood's coming out, of course, because it's a Square Enix game and it can't have blood in it if he wants to go to other countries." And so they're trying to be kind of safe about it. And then, okay, now we know Il Jerk is really who he is. And then, okay, so now we're also looking at the Free Company leaders. They're like, what the fuck's going on? And so there's an important thing that really happens in this scene that we need to discuss. And one is, they want to help, but they don't. They leave. And so, actually, I want to start with you, Kerr, if that's okay. What do you think? Why did they leave?
They don't want to be part of this. I mean...
It's kind of a weird situation, right? So you have their own people, and they're like, well, we could help right now, but what would come out from them help? Like, if they were to help, what would happen? What do you think?
I guess the brass blades would turn on them. I mean, they have their own problems to worry about. It is kind of awkward that, like, if they got in between this, it's not their issue like everything else. So
yeah, I mean, they look like they want to help, but they turn back. And I got some stuff I want to say about it, but I'll actually jump. I'm going to leave you for last, Adagio. I'm going to jump to Gilly. Gilly, tell me your thoughts right now on what's happening with them turning around and leaving.
It's because like they don't want to already inflict more damage that's already been done. The Sultana's dead. Raubah's arms cut off. Everyone's basically, they're killing important, like not even really important, like more high power high class. I don't know how you classify these people. High. I
People
guess
of
you could say
importance.
people of importance. Yeah, they're killing them off. It's like, and I think in the heat of the moment, everyone just starts to panic, and it's like, I don't want to get involved in this. I want to see. It's like it could get messier and messier and stuff like that. And it's like, who knows? I could be the next person in line to die and stuff. So, in my mind, is like they want to leave until it's safe, and then pretty much put the pieces together to see what's going on.
Yeah. Adagio?
Their hands are tied because at this point it looks like it's almost a full-blown civil war going on in Ul'dah, and like say when we'll go to real life for an example here. So when like the Americans revolted against Great Britain, the French came and helped us. So what would have happened if Great Britain had won and we had lost? Well, now they're going to be fighting Britain by themselves. That's going basically the same with the free companies. If they try to help us and we ended up losing, now they're fighting the new leaders of Ul'dah. So why start this huge war? Your main interest there at that point is to protect your country, your grand company. You don't want to go around starting wars when it's not really technically your business. Yeah, you're friends with these people, but in the end, it's not their business. It's Ul'dah business.
Yeah. I mean, and if they stayed, it would have been a war, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It instantly turns into a war because they wouldn't have been able to save the city from the Brass Blades, and they would have had to leave at some point if they didn't just die right there. And if they died right there, again, a war. So you have a war between the three free companies, and if that happens at this moment, holy Orza is just effed.
Yeah, and plus, like, I mean, these grand company leaders probably have, like, maybe, a handful of retainers with them, whereas you have, like, the whole mass of the Brass Blades plus the Crystal Braves there to kill you. If you're going against them, they're gonna kill you because they're gonna outnumber you, like, 50 to 1, 100 to 1. There's more of them than there are of their grand company people, so they're like, let's get the fuck out of here, we're dead.
Yeah. So that's going to be like a crazy point in the story, and it's going to be kind of fun to see how the city-states interact with everything that's going on, because they probably are like, if we don't stop Ul'dah from becoming this horrible place, we're probably fucked later on too, right? I mean, they have to do something, but they couldn't do it at that time.
Mm-hmm, exactly. I mean, yeah, we'll probably. I mean, of course, we as the Warrior of Light will probably be the spearhead along with Pippin. And going back and taking over Ul'dah again, but I think that we'll have backing from the grand companies at that point when there's more, to gain than to lose kind of situation.
Yeah. I mean, it's painful. It's like, you see your friend getting beat up outside, but if you go do anything, it's just going to make things worse. I don't know how to make a good comparison about that, but you have to walk away from that. That's what they were doing. They saw their friend getting effed up, but they had to leave. So that must have hurt a lot for them, and so they probably have something building up.
Oh yeah, I mean, you even see like the disgust on Merweb's face when her little retainer is like, "We have to leave now," and she looks back and she's just like, "Fine, go, let's get out of here." I mean, she actually releases that grunt of frustration because she wants to help, but she knows she can't.
Yeah, it sucks. And okay, now we're into the next scene where Ildajerk is pissing off Raubahn some more, and he's like, "You know what? It was really me that killed your stupid little Nala friend." And that's kind of how he puts it too. It's stupid how that whole thing works out. And he's just like, apparently Ilberd was holding up, and he has this horrible look on his face, like he's drunk or something. Drunk with like a revenge pleasure, I guess you could call it. I don't know. And we find out he hates Raubahn. And you didn't really expect him to hate him, but I don't know.
I mean, he has a personal vengeance from back when they were growing up. He feels like Raubahn has essentially turned his back on.
Always been better. Turned his back and stuff, backstabbing and stuff. Sorry.
No, it's fine. He feels like he abandoned Alamigo and left them to their fate and went and became famous and essentially didn't do shit about Alamigo's plight after that. So, I mean, he has a right to not like Raubahn. He has a right to be pissed off at Raubahn, but, I mean, it just didn't turn out in the way we liked it, but I mean, he's kind of justified in the way he feels, so.
I guess so. I mean, he's still definitely on the wrong side of the fence.
Oh, but on our viewpoint, but on his viewpoint, he's on the right side. It's
F his viewpoint. Horrible. So I mean, they have this really awesome fight, by the way, and it's pretty well done with the choreography and everything. But he does this awesome other little thing with his weapons here. He runs his fingers along the blade and then swipes it and does like a conal magic attack that shoots out. Do you think that would that be related to Samurai too, or would that be related to Red Mage?
Ooh.
What would that exactly be related to? So I'm trying to figure that one out. Because he has some sort of magic that he's throwing into the whole situation, so I don't know.
Well, I don't know, because usually most samurai classes actually do have, like, if you've played like tactics and stuff like that, they actually have these different abilities where they can actually like sugarcoat their blades. Like here's extra sprinkles, and then here's my, they throw out a big ability and stuff like that. So it might be samurai, because I mean, but then again, samurai's blades are always long katanas.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess we'll have to see when that comes up. It definitely looks like it's something that's designed. And Raubahn does this point where he says, all right, Scions, I'm fucked. I'm already going to lose this whole situation. But get out of here and see if you can make anything better. And that's what happens. So he kind of oh yeah, and this is when you got your gold cell, right? In the middle of recording the video.
Yeah.
Excellent. It wouldn't be Final Fantasy 14 without the gold cell in the middle of everything.
I mean, yeah, essentially Raubahn knows that the charges are bullshit, and he knows that you didn't do anything. Because, you've been doing so much to help Ul'dah, and, he trusts you completely. Mm-hmm. And he's like, go clear your name. Therefore, once you have your name cleared, then you can clear up this mess. You can't do anything with that weight hanging above you.
Jesus, I hope so. I started there.
Yeah. Oh, man. This is ridiculous. Yeah, and right now you can go into Ul'dah and nothing will happen. You're just, okay, we're here. Nothing happened, guys. We're still cool.
All the Grand Company people are like, if I wasn't by myself, I would so take you in, or stuff like that. They'll say snarky comments to you, but they know they can't fight you. They know that you'll kill them if they try. Do
they have dialogues and everything?
Yeah, they changed their dialogue in Moradona and in Ul'dah. Their dialogue has changed if you go talk to them. Like, you go try to go back into the Waking Stones, like, oh, you're not permitted in here, blah blah blah. I should take you in, or I would fight you if I. They'll make up random reasons why they're not going to do. They're not going to fight you, but yeah.
Later on. Okay, so now they're hatching their plan, and they want to go off into this tunnel, and they're like, oh, well, we have like 10 people coming at us. We're pretty badass, but we need to leave 2 people behind to handle the 10 people while you guys go ahead. And so Ida, of course, takes it upon herself to stay behind, and she wouldn't be able to stay behind without Papa Limo. They have to be best friends in this whole situation. And there's some interesting stuff that happens in this scene, but I don't know if it happens in this one or one that kind of follows us a little bit.
It's the next one.
Okay, it's probably the next one. I mean, this is the start of the ripping apart of the Scions, where they start shredding themselves into different segments and eventually get to nobody. It's kind of crazy. I expected someone to die, just flat out die and be dead. But I guess they did that with Moonbria. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And then they're just like, well, let's kill everyone off now, or kill everyone off, And Minfilia, of course, she feels bad leaving her Scions behind and everything. But Thancred's like, yeah, it's got to happen, we know. And then they leave. So, I'm going to let this play out for a second. What do you guys think about, I'm trying to think of the best way to say it. What do you think about Minfilia and how she's feeling in this whole situation? Is she, like, just completely devastated, or is she just...
Oh yeah, she's devastated. She's seeing like her friends essentially die one by one. I mean,
when she left, did she think that they were going to die?
It's pretty implied. I mean, they're stuck behind a gate and they have a whole contingent of army people in front of them. I mean, it's pretty bad odds stacked against them. She pretty much probably left figuring they were dead.
Yeah, I mean, of course she felt bad. She's pretty much like the mother of the Scions. I mean, if you watch your kids getting beat up and will probably die, you probably want to kill yourself.
I do have something to say on that. I think, honestly, I do not think that Ida and Papa Limo die there. Because it's just like how, what the sayings that Papa Limo was saying during that fight, Ida was like, sorry to get you, I got you in this. And Papa Limo was like, oh, it's not the first time, and it's not going to be the last time. And also,
well, they all say stuff like that, right?
Well, see, not really, actually. And Papa Lima also says, "I'm not going to leave I'm not going to leave the fate of Orzia to the likes of y'all." Directly speaking to these people, and I mean, they know exactly how big that limit break damage is. So I'm pretty sure that they are probably still alive.
No, you call it a limit break. I call it just an attack.
That was Final Heaven, man.
It was Final Heaven.
However you want to look at it, that was Final Heaven.
I didn't see the sword.
You don't have the sword.
No, not in Final Heaven. Yeah, you just charge up your fist and you pretty much punch them to the.
Yeah,
I'm leveling my monk right now, so I'm trying to figure that out.
Well, dragoons and stuff have it too.
Really? I don't have a dragoon either, so.
It's the melee limit break.
Yeah, it's LB3 limit break.
I always saw the sword.
That's
that's
level
the
2.
first 2. That's
level 2. Okay, I gotcha.
Actually, is it 1 and 2 or just 2?
1 is braver, so he just does the little slash, and then 2 is a little bit more extended, and that's final brave, I think, something like that.
Yeah, braver, and then Final Heaven.
So black mages can now give limit breaks to monks, is what we've discovered in this scene.
Yeah, let's not just go right out and say that. It seems like there's definitely something going on there, some kind of transfer of power. I mean, how would you give someone else a limit break when you're in a party? You share the same limit break bar, so I don't know how you would here's my limit break, take it.
It's a time mage ability. Papalimo is secretly a time mage.
Secretly a time mage. That or black mages can give people buffs now, like temporary buffs.
Yeah.
And that would be kind of a cool mechanic, you think, right? So if one class could just say, hey, I'm going to buff this other class real quick to do extra damage, and they would have to plan that stuff out, like the other guy would have to plan his rotation around you buffing him. To get the optimal amount of damage out of it. So that could be interesting.
It would definitely add to an interesting party dynamic.
It'd make black mages a little bit more interesting. A little less stale, I guess, in my opinion. So, you said they didn't die, but looking at this explosion, you see the fire kind of envelop around them, and then it goes to a white screen.
Mm.
So, I mean, yeah, of course, we're kind of saying maybe it didn't, maybe it didn't, but I think it's kind of almost implied that they.
Oh yeah, it's implied all shades and all to hell, but I'm thinking just with the mannerisms of Papalymo, and just how Ida and Papalymo carry themselves, and like I said, they know exactly how much. I mean, how many times has Ida done this limit break before? They know exactly how much damage this does. I'm sure that
I don't think they have done the limit break that much. I've never seen them do it.
Well, I mean, you don't see it, but it's implied. If she knows how to do it, then she has obviously practiced it before.
Maybe.
Anyways, just based off of what he was saying, I believe that they're still alive.
Okay. Well, we'll see. I mean, someone has to die out of these 5. If they make everyone stay alive, Square loses all credibility in killing characters.
Mm-hmm.
So they have to kill somebody off at some point.
Or they severely injure one.
Now, I do have the next portion where I think that are we there? Are we there yet?
No, they're going through the tunnel right now, and Ishtola is talking to him, saying, "Hey, I have to stay behind." And before we even do that, all right. So I'm gonna see if I can read this text. It's a little bit small, but she says something. I think she says, "I'll stay behind with Thancred." Like she declares that he's gonna stay behind with her. Oh gosh. Let's see if we can find it. And if that's true, then she intentionally killed Thancred.
Well,
you set me up.
You gotta see how long it takes her to charge her ability. She needed Thancred to protect her long enough to cast the ability. He was physically attacking people when she was still charging up, so if he wasn't there, she wouldn't have got the ability off.
Yeah.
Unless she had Swift Cast, but
She should have got Swift Cast. I have to go on ahead, Thancred, and I will deal with this. Yep, so she kills Thancred. She's like, I knowingly am going to sit here and blow both of us up. And Thancred, I'm taking you with me. You don't have a say in it. It's just going to happen. I don't know. That feels kind of jerky.
No, again, like I said, she needed the protection. She knew that she wouldn't have gotten the spell off of any other way, and she knew that she had to protect the Warrior of Light. So she did
Yeah.
what she did. You know, did she do the right thing? I think so.
Okay.
Anyways,
When I'm in a tunnel with you, Adagio, I'm going to say, me and Adagio will stay behind, and I'll blow you up.
well, I know. Hey, if I know that you need time to charge that spell, and I know that this is the only
But that
way for
wasn't like the
someone more
plan,
important
right?
to get out, it
Well,
was not the plan.
it wasn't supposed to be like, hey, we're both going to die, because Thancred mentions here, oh, you haven't seen the last of these fair features, right?
Yeah, but wait until she's casting the spell, and you'll see
Yeah,
what they say.
then he says it, right?
Yeah,
So,
exactly. Then that's why I'm thinking that they are actually probably dead
yeah.
because what's her let's see
Ishtola?
Ida
Ida?
Yashtola is like, sorry, Mitra, and she looks like really sad. She knows that she's probably not going to live through this. That's what I'm thinking. And of course, Thancred looks very sad back towards Menphilia and says, farewell, Menphilia. So they said their goodbyes, essentially. So I'm thinking that they are probably actually dead. But,
Yeah. I guess
that's my speculation.
it's a good speculation, too, because, I mean, I would have to guess as well that at least one of the two of these guys are dead. I
Yeah,
kind of think...
it's just a difference in how they were talking, where like Papa Limo and Ida seemed so much more like, oh, we got this, whatever, and whatnot, and these people are like, yeah, we're pretty much fucked here.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. And so, how long does it take her to cast this holy, by the way? It looks like it takes her 20 seconds?
It takes a decent amount of time because, like I said, he kills like 2 or 3 people, then takes an arrow to the knee, and then attacks like 2 or 3 more people before she finally gets it off.
I would have been an adventurer that lived if I didn't take an arrow to the knee.
So I mean, it definitely takes her. Like I said, if he wasn't there protecting her during that, she would have not gotten the cast off.
Yeah. I mean, so this is like Omega holy. It's just absolutely ridiculous how powerful this is supposed to be. But it doesn't stop them in the end.
Well, it stops them from coming through the caves, I think, but they're still coming across the bridge and pouring out of Oldada.
No, I think they were still coming through the cage, and that's kind of one of the things why Menphilia turned around.
Wait, no, she turned around because Mother
Heidelin told her to.
Yeah, it's not because people were chasing them.
I don't know. Then farewell, Menphilia. Okay, bye. See you, Thancred. Should have been Lahabra. Lahabra. That's your. They run so funny in this too. All right, so this is what happens. Like you see the thing pop past her in like a blue kind of spark, and I think that's Aether from the dead people. So Thancred or Menphilia, they just, that's a sign of them dying. But she does say Hydralin or Hydralin speaks to me.
Yep.
And so, all right, she spoke to you. Now what did she say? She just yells no. So she says no. So what do you think she said? She just said, "Hey, they died." Right? I mean, that's kind of what she's saying.
I don't think that's what she said.
Then why would she yell no?
I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, you have to figure out what Heidelin's purpose for making Menphilia turn around was.
Was it like, "Hey, Menphilia, turn around"? No.
Maybe she wanted to live. She's like, no, I don't want to go back into that shit.
I think it's her being told that somebody's died.
Now, the reason why I don't agree with you on the ether thing is because it happened too fast. When you're talking about someone who dies and ether goes above their head, it's usually a floating type animation rather than something that shoots through the screen and has the sound effect. I mean, there's no sound on your video, but it has the sound effect of something going through quickly, like communication.
Okay, you got me. It might not be that, but I'm still gonna say it could be. I'm seeing from this scene, she knows somebody died, whether it's the Aether or being told. Unless if she was literally saying no to her when she was told to turn around, which I guess fits Menphilia's character, right?
Yes.
Okay. Oh gosh. All right. So I must remain, but you cannot stay with me. I don't know. I feel like, okay, I feel correct about this. I feel like she was told someone died, and that's why she's turning around.
Maybe, but I think Heidelin has a bigger purpose for making her turn around rather than someone died, turn around now. I think that Heidelin has a specific reason to having her turn around and stay.
I don't know. I don't think she was forced to do it. She did it on her own accord, and that makes me like Minophilia a little bit better. I'd rather like her than hate her right now, and I would hate her if she was only doing it because she was told to turn around.
Well, I mean that's the main reason we did anything for the first half of the game was because Heidelin told us to. I mean, did you hate us because of that?
Yeah. I mean, we were advised to, I guess. I don't know. I don't think that we were doing it because we thought it was right as well.
In the end, she ultimately chose to heed Heidelin's word, but Heidelin was like, "Hey, you need to do this, or everyone's gonna die, essentially." And like,
no, I don't want to.
Or the Warrior of Light's not going to succeed in his quest, kind of thing, maybe. But you know, in the end, Minophilia did choose to heed Heidelin, so
yeah. And now this is a wonderful, interesting point. Somehow, with this ridiculous outfit that Alphinaud has on, he put on just a little hat on his head, and no one recognized him. Right? He's like, I got this crazy little hat on now, so I can escape. And I came out with Pippin. Maybe that's not a disguise. Maybe that's actually his helmet.
Isn't it? Yeah, it's part of his hoodie.
That's the Aether detector. That all the Scions have that. So he's probably looking for signs of Aether.
Maybe.
Try to find you, because I think you admit a decent amount of etheric distortion.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's kind of crazy that he got away. I don't know how. Maybe Pippin came in and he was a badass and he just knocked a whole bunch of people out and then they ran away.
Oh yeah, Pippin said that he found Alphinaud wrongfully imprisoned, quote unquote, and he
just believed him. Yeah, he doesn't know who Alphinaud is. He just believed him that he was wrongfully imprisoned. But I guess being from Alamingo, he might have picked up something. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, his dad has been referencing stories to him, so he knows of like Alphinaud and he knows of us and stuff. So obviously, if shit's going down, that he's going to probably choose our side over theirs.
Yeah. Well, and this is kind of an interesting part, is that the Brent guy comes up again. Or what's his name? It's Bertamont. He comes up. We only saw him at the very beginning, right?
Mm-hmm.
Grandpa. Hell yeah.
Yeah, and he's just like, hey, congratulations on making it back here, and your sister told me to come pick you up, so what do you know? I found you. You guys were right here.
I really think that this guy is more than he appears. I think he's some kind of servant of Heidelin, honestly. I mean, when you wake up out of your etheric sleep, where are you at? You're with this dude. You have no clue why you're with this dude. And he even has Alphinaud and Alisaie with him.
He's probably Heidelin.
He even has Alisaie and Alphinaud with him. I mean, why does he have these three huge people, or people that will become huge, with him, carrying him here? And then, like, he shows up at this random particular time and knows that he had to contact Sid to take you further. I mean, it's like this dude is more wrapped up in stuff than we know. He has to be more than just this simple peddler.
Yeah. And
I mean, even Pippin said he's like an angel in peddler's clothing, so he knows that he senses that there's probably something more going.
I think that's just a phrase. I don't know if I'd take it further than that.
I don't know. Like I said, I think it's more.
Let's go ahead and jump on this one thing, because a lot of people didn't catch this. I did not catch this. Pippin is Raubahn's son. He's his adopted son, or maybe he's not adopted, and the Sultana was something a little bit more to Raubahn.
Ooh.
No, I think they've
blown.
actually confirmed that the age-wise that wouldn't be possible. I think Nanamo's only like 20 something, whereas Pippin's like what, at least 15 or something.
I don't know.
Unless the
we know it's adopted because he said adopted, but it's still fun to think about.
Unless the Lalafell can reproduce at a really young age.
I'm sure they're babies. I mean, they're babies all to life, so I'm sure they are gain reproduction earlier on. And Pippin, he actually looks like he might be a badass.
He looks straight Bamf.
Yeah. And I don't know. It was unexpected. When I first saw him here, I was just like, how am I supposed to even put any kind of relevance to this guy? But the reason I didn't catch it is because they said he was General Raubahn's last name, which no one knows. It's like
or something like that, I think.
Yeah, Aldovin or something like that. Yeah. And his son, and they're like, okay, what does that even mean? I know Raubahn. I don't know whatever this other weird name is, but it's cool.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, Valiant. How does Japanese do? He says Japanese do it does it different. I didn't read the Japanese, so I just want to know how they do it different.
He's talking about like sex and stuff and babies.
Oh,
I don't.
okay.
That's what I'm guessing. Serdan. I don't know what Serdan's saying.
I thought that it might have been like a different phrase or text in Japan that explained it in a different way or something. So,
No,
never
he did a
mind.
kappa afterwards. You can tell he's joking.
Okay, gotcha.
He's not Heiderlin. He's maybe someone else that has the echo though. How'd he get that cut on his nose? What'd he do?
Exactly. What did he do?
He tripped over the chocobo while he was cleaning the stall.
One thing that has always
Picks up-
one thing that's always bothered me about this little carriage thing is there are no wheels on the cart, but you can distinctly hear wheels turning. I'm like, that bothers
No,
me
it's not
so
wheels.
much.
It's the chocobo
No,
feet.
it's wheels. You can hear the wheels rolling
Feet.
across the ground. If you listen to it, you can hear the wheels. Trust
Reset
me,
the video.
I've done it like 4 or 5 times, and I hear those wheels every single time. I hear the creaking of the axles, and I know that it's like, oh my god, why? There's no wheels.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think so. I always took it as chocobo feet. But I'll go back and listen to it. And he's like, yeah, I'm Pippin. I'm the only cool Lala that exists. And I mean, he looks like a straight up badass. So I'm pretty sure we're going to see a lot of them coming in the Heavensward. They wouldn't animate this guy so well if we're not going to see him a whole bunch coming forward.
I was going to answer in chat. Weasel, there are no freaking gears. It's a balloon and a freaking platform.
Yeah, Weasel, there's no gears. Although he's probably just trying to troll you.
Probably.
So, Kerr, what do you think of this Lala? Do you think you can trust this Lala?
Yeah, he seems like, I don't know why I thought of Hercules, but he has that face about him. He's very confident, and he could take he's a,
Sincere?
yeah.
I mean, he essentially busted Alphino out of jail solo-handedly, so he's got to be pretty badass. Aside from that, he's been on the Alamegan front since God knows how long, so he probably knows his shit.
Yeah.
Well, I thought Raubahn knew his shit too. Got his arm cut off.
Well, Raubahn was in a
Oh,
fit
yeah, he
of-
ran away from the war or something, right?
Well, Raubahn was in a fit of rage when he was fighting, so, you know, when you're that pissed off, you're not fighting at your optimal,
Yeah,
honestly.
because his baby's mama just got killed. That's so much false information if anyone pulls anything from that. I'm sorry, guys. He's like, okay, well, this is this part of the ride. Let's get on. Sid is up here. We've already prepped this. Sid's around. He knows what's going on.
Yeah, and again, that lends to me just thinking that this dude has higher connections than we know. Because how did he contact Sid? I mean, all we got was that Alice said, "Hey, my brother's going to need some help getting out of Ul'dah," and then everything else got set up after that. How?
Alice might have set all that stuff up. He probably just said, "Come to this point, and then we'll take care of it from there." And you know, the airship honestly doesn't look as impressive as I thought it would look.
I mean, we've seen the airship before.
Yeah, I don't know. I just forgot how bad it looked. I thought it was cooler than that.
The Enterprise, right?
Yeah, the Enterprise. I thought it was cooler. And then Pippin stays behind. That's a big thing to note. That he stays behind, and he's going to go back to Ul'dah like right afterwards. He's not done.
Yeah. He's going
Like,
back
you're
to
so
Ul'dah
cool.
to
Don't leave.
fight all the people and, you know, free his dad, of course.
Yeah. And then here they are landing down, and then Sid just says bye to you as well. He's like, all right, end of my journey here. He fits so well here. Like the landscape matches his hair. Alphinaud too. They're gonna go well with the expansion. Why do all these like really cool characters have to have white hair and just white clothing and everything?
Because white hair looks awesome. It's just how it is.
Yeah.
Should I dye my hair?
Maybe. Yeah, I mean, you are Frosty. You gotta, you know, the front.
If I came
Right.
in with like blue or white hair, would you guys be really amazed? I could probably
That'd
do
be pretty awesome. That'd be pretty awesome. Curry's just looking kind of pissed off. No, don't make him do white hair.
it. Oh, it's gonna ruin everything.
Don't count on me being here if that happens.
She won't come ever again. She won't even be in this house. White hair has a dramatic effect on our relationship.
I just
Don't
think
get
that
old.
white
It makes
hair
you
gives
more distinguished.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay,
But
so
yeah.
I can be distinguished.
Yeah,
All
makes
right.
you more distinguished. Exactly. Makes you look like you know what you're talking about. And you know your stuff.
Nah. All right, so this guy is like one of our only friends. although he doesn't look like a nice guy, he actually looks like somebody that might try to. He has the dark eyes. It looks like he's going to try to turn on you at some point. Lord Hotchaford or Hotchaford.
Archfond.
I don't know. And then of course, uh, Tataru is here, and there goes her baby eyes. She's already starting off. I think it's kind of an important thing to kind of talk about her too, with this whole situation, because everyone was saying, hey, she was doing that creepy stuff in that scene off to the side where she was trying to become like a bigger, try to like become an adventurer or someone that could actually do something, and she failed horribly. Uh, but I just want to clarify, I don't think there's anything we can pull from that whole little side adventure we had with her. I mean,
No,
do you
I
guys think we
mean,
could pull anything from it?
people says she gives you like some weird evil looking kind of glares, so they're kind of speculating she's bigger than she is. Honestly, I think she knows that there's something wrong within the Crystal Braves, and I think that maybe she's giving those glares because she doesn't know if she can trust you. And that's what I'm taking from it, anyways.
I don't know. I think she can trust you completely.
No, I mean, she can trust you, but I mean, if she knows that there's
Well,
something up with the Crystal Blades, because she even said she knew that there was something going on. She knew that there was some kind of dissension in the ranks. She didn't know she could trust you or not. I mean, she has like I believe she's fully invested in Minfilia.
in more than one way, right?
God.
Okay. So she tries to become like this. She tries to become an Arcanist, and the carbuncle's like, "You're stupid. I'm just gonna run away from you." And that's pretty much the end of the scene. She runs off to Coastal Isolde, gives you a weird la la look because she's a la la. But when we're going down the main storyline and going through the cutscenes in the inn, none of that's in the main storyline cutscenes. So I don't think it's really vital in any kind of point at all. So there's nothing we can draw from it.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, people are putting way too much weight to this. I mean, it's Tataru. She's an airhead. Roy's like saving her the same as Minfilia. There's nothing more to her story. I'm pretty convinced.
Well, we'll let her come do her thing. And in this whole scene, we have Alphinaud and her, and then we have Yugiri, who like, oh wow, Uras. Now we know what they look like, right?
if you're even like
Surprise.
closely to 14 savvy or been keeping up with the news, you know
Yeah.
quite for like a while now.
Yeah.
What's an aura?
Ura, huh? Ooh, hurrah.
Hoorah, like the
Hoorah.
hoorah, like the military.
Marines, yeah.
Hoorah.
Yeah, and so she shows up and she saves Tataru, and that's awesome. Seems a little too convenient for me though, right? Maybe they're planning some kind of conspiracy, and they were with the Crystal Braves, and they're like, well, we're gonna keep you on the inside of everything if they escape somehow, and you'll be like a victim as well, and then we'll make sure that we get this squashed later on.
I don't know about that. One thing I do want to know is what happens to Minfilia's mom in this whole matter? Because Minfilia's mom was with Tataru, and she told her to run when the Crystal Braves were coming after them, and that's how Yugiri saved Tataru. So I want to know what happened to Minfilia's mom.
Oh, she's dead.
She's dead. She's dead in the gutter on the side of the road.
Yeah, she got ran over by the chocobo when we were escaping.
With the Choco and no wheels.
Yeah, she doesn't play a really big part in the story. She might come back up in 3.0, but I mean, I barely even noticed she existed in the game, except for that one storyline where, Minfilia goes back and she's like, "Hey, it's my, someone tricks her into thinking that her mother's alive, thinking that she wasn't really alive. Then it turns out that she is really alive, and it comes in this whole little complicated situation. You're like, I'm done with that anyways."
Yeah. Well, I didn't play 1.0, but I think that her mother played a bigger role in 1.0 than in 2.0. I'm not sure, but I think she did. Just based off the context flavoring in 2.0 about her mother, it seems like she played a bigger role in 1.0.
It seems like Louis Hua was the person who played the big role in 1.0, and that's kind of what I picked up. But they might have been like a smaller part of it, where they were behind the scenes or something, and just a character that they didn't think was worth mentioning, at least in articles that I was reading about it.
Well, I mean, I've heard some backstory on that, and apparently Louis Hua was mostly relegated to teleporting you around in 1.0, and he was only really big at the end.
Yeah, well, he was weird. We'll get into that with a different MogTalk. And I want to actually, because there's a lot of stuff with these scenes that I want to discuss later on, but not with just 2.55, but with other parts of the lore. It's actually kind of interesting that we can dive into. And maybe we'll do a couple of mock talks about that, like the garlands and stuff. But going on with this scene, I always thought this was kind of weird because Alphinaud feels like crap. He's like, I've caused all this. Yeah, he caused all this. This all kind of comes back to him. It's not intentional, but yeah, he was kind of the source of it. And, the Lord H is what I'm going to call him because I don't want to try to pronounce his name again. Comes up and says, hey, man, you got to pull yourself together. He does a nice little speech. He's like, you just got to do it. And he's like, yeah, no, I don't know, man. I hate myself. And then Tataro's like, I have tears in my eyes. And Alphinaud's like, you're right. And that's it.
I don't think it was just that. I think that he finally realized that he was being, again, selfish and thinking like, oh, this is all my fault, blah, blah, blah. And I think Archifant and Tataru eventually talked him out of it. And I think he figured that wasn't helping anybody, and he got a new resolve. He got a renewed resolve, and I think that's why he's made the huge drastic switch.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I don't know. I still think it's kind of hard for him to get over that so quickly, and that a couple of lines from each one of them kind of helped him get over that. Seems kind of weird. We should have had this whole emo scene with him being upset for like a whole patch.
Should have been like sitting in the corner, slicing his arm.
Yeah, just really upset. Yeah, just really upset. I mean, that's the only. I don't know. I feel like that wasn't done well. That stuff takes a lot of a heavier emotional toll.
Well, he's a scholar, so would he like slice his arm and then heal it, and then slice his arm again and then heal it?
Yeah, I can see that.
You must feel the pain.
Yeah. But we just went past the scene too, where it just proved that the handmaiden was the person who poisoned Sultana, and that Lolo was the real evil guy. So now we know that.
Well, right there at that one part, she's like, your plans are going in as planned or whatever, and he like lets out a grunt of sounds like frustration. So it's kind of like there's speculation of whether Lorito actually even wants this to happen. Maybe someone's pulling strings higher than Lorito, and he's just doing what he has to do because he seems kind of pissed off at that point, honestly.
Yeah, he did. That's how I saw it too.
Okay. I just saw him as being like, yeah, of course they are. That's kind of how I took it. Just kind of cocky.
Because like as soon as he said that, he goes around and he's like, and that's basically the end of it. So he seems kind of seems disgruntled in some way. I mean, if you just got heard that you like your plans are all going according to how they were, you'd be like, yeah, sweet, awesome, yay. But he seems kind of pissed off about it.
Yeah. Well, then we see Raubahn in jail, and he's pissed off. So we know he's going to be a huge part of the story of 3.0. Then it just switches right off to the Scions. And she's like, all right, now they talk about something that happened in the last patch where what the heck was that guy's name? Nahabrius?
Yeah.
Nahabrius or something like that?
Nabrialis.
Nabrialis. Okay. Nabrialis. Nabby. Nabby kind of deserved to die because it was his fault for being too cocky and he should have, been smarter about it. And then they just kind of come back and forth and said, all right, well, I guess it really means that we got to work faster now and we got to be more aggressive with our plans. And so apparently we're going to see a lot more of them coming up in 3.0 as well. The thing that most people kind of drew the most out of this scene was your ranger kind of comes up and he's like, what do you want? And it's kind of a weird interaction. It's like he's called up to him and he's like, what did you call me for? And LED Bus is how I'm going to say his name, LED Bus. He says, I want to talk to you about fate. And LED Bus is one of these characters that, he's kind of in the middle. He's not like a horrible person. He claims that he's like kind of on the good side. He's not good or bad. He just is there. He's an emissary. So
I mean, Elidibus has never like rightfully attacked anybody right out. He's only defended himself. So he does seem like he's playing the emissary role quite well. Like I said, he's not ever attacked anybody right out. So.
Well, honestly, that's how they all act. All the Ascians are like that. Even Nabby did that
really.
Too.
Like Lahabreus physically possessed Thencrid. Nabrialis actually physically went to the Waking Stone, stole the staff, and kidnapped Menphilia. I mean, they're both actively fighting against the Scions, whereas Elidibus is kind of like, hey, I'm here, and this is what we are.
Well, in that scene at the very end of the 2.4 storyline, or no, 2.50 storyline, I guess that was, right? And then when God damn these names. Mombrella, what's her name again?
Monbrita.
Mombrita. Okay, Mombrita. She attacks him, and then on the first attack, he's like, "Oh, make sure that's clear. You attacked me, and I just defended myself." So it's kind of a thing they do.
So it's a rumor that the Ascians can't act without being like parasites. They have to, I guess, have like either an action toward them or possess somebody in order to carry out plans. Like, it's kind of weird. I'm not sure, but I read about it, and they act like parasites. They can't do anything without the host.
All right, I can kind of see that. Adagio, what are your thoughts on it? I see that you have some thoughts on it.
I mean, maybe, but like I said, just like Nabrialis, like I don't think that Menphilia did anything to attack him yet. He physically dragged her into another dimension and forced us to go in there, and then essentially attacked us right after that. So I mean, he wasn't really. I don't see how he's acting as a parasite in that instance.
It's kind of weird. I think that's when he realizes that they don't have protection. Maybe that's what's going on. Is that they thought, since he lost his special whatever connection between Hydralin, that now he was safe to do whatever the hell he wants.
I think that they don't generally just go around like killing people left and right because they know that they are super powerful. So it's kind of like, why even bother? You're nothing to me. I think that they have the ability to attack people rather if they wanted to, but they're like, you're nothing, so why bother?
All right. Well,
yeah.
So do you think, let's just go ahead and do a little vote here. Do you think your ranger is going to turn into an evil person or a good person? And I'll start with you, Kerr.
I don't see him as an evil person. All that happened was he was summoned. I mean, unless they possess him, but that doesn't make him evil. Same thing with Thancred.
Mm-hmm. Gilly?
He's already got me questioning, but then again, he could be our next person we freaking go to for Alexander, so he may still be on our side, and he's trying to be a spy for the Scions to see, if there's any survivors and stuff, or anything they can do to help. I don't know.
Adagio?
Well, Urianger, he collects data. He goes around, he's a very scientific guy. He likes, when we're fighting primals, he's like, hey, can I watch? I want to see this. It's really awesome. So,
can I watch?
Like, he might be there just in essence of, study these people, see what they're all about. I mean, he kind of has his own agenda in ways, and he does kind of what he wants to do. He's not really in the main force of the Scions. There could be many reasons that he's there and not necessarily be siding with them against us. I mean, he could be going down his own route and saying, hey, these guys can help me out more. Maybe he might go evil that way, but I don't know. I don't see that happening. I've heard that he seemed very evil in 1.0, so people 1.0 veterans were like, oh, you're evil, I knew it, blah blah blah, whereas us people in 2.0, we didn't really see that side of him, so we're kind of more skeptical on that end. So me personally, I don't think that he is going right down the route of evil. I see it as more of two powers meeting to say, hey, what's going on? This is what we're doing, blah, 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 All
right. Well, and I actually want to jump on that for a bit and kind of explain what he was doing in 1.0. So, according to the story, basically what happened is he was actually he came into the scene as someone who was supposed to be a prophet of the new coming, of the new era. And he was citing all this crazy stuff, and he was running around. And this was all in just an attempt to distract Nail and make Nail come to him and say, hey, I want to recruit you or figure out, because I want to know about all this stuff too, because I'm trying to bring on the next era and all that great stuff. So when that was happening, it turned out that he's with the Scions and that he was just trying to be a person that distracted people, but everyone thought he was a murderer and killer. But that was the whole point of it, was him that just kind of played that role. So he does have that way of trying to play both sides to benefit apparently the Scions, or at least that's kind of how it was put. The other thing about this is that his little love interest just got killed by the Scions, so he can't be happy with them. So I can't see him going into any kind of negative situation here and going with them, unless if they want to just stretch the story ridiculous and just turn him into a bad guy that was there all along or something. But I can't see them doing it, because that would be 1.0 and 2.0, that he acted as a good guy, and they're like, oh, not really, he's really a bad guy now. So we'll see about him. Creepy guy. No. So at the very end, the last kind of scene that you have is like, you're going and you're looking at Ishgard, and, you know, Papa Midi pops back up. Hey, look! Death and destruction. And he's just pointing out that Ishgard is going to have a lot of people, or you think that salvation is going to be an Ishgard, but he's like, no, you're effed either way. And so, then again, it just proves that he's a little fairy.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't really like that part there. I thought it was out of sorts with the story. I think that honestly, that scene would have been better as an opener quest to 3.0. Like, as you're walking into the gates to go in, and then he pops out and says that, rather than the very last cutscene in 255. It just seemed kind of weird and out of place there.
Mm-hmm. And then the last few words they want to give you is to preserve the dawn's light, the hero's journey to North. Their hearts filled with hope and eyes fixed Heavensward. And that's the end of the thing.
Yay!
So good game, good movie, same thing. Congratulations, we're done with that. So what did you guys? Let's get an overall impression right now about what you guys think about 2.55 and how all that played out. And Kerr, let me start with you.
What do you mean? Like, how it all
Did you
played
like
out?
2.55? Did you think the story was good? Do you think it was bad, or what?
I mean, it was good in that it's leading up to expansion. Personally, I really liked how the story ended. I mean, I get emotional when I look at like certain movies. Like, I get scared in scary movies. I cry during sad movies, sad parts.
Did this one make you cry?
Yeah, I did. I cried when Menphilia was telling my character to get out of here and like just leave us. You gotta save yourself, and like it was giving her that look, and I teared up a little bit.
What about Nanamo? Did you cry for Nanamo?
No.
Okay. You didn't cry for Nanamo. You cried for Menphilia.
Yeah, but you know, it seems like Square likes, or not Square, but Yoshi P and his team likes to kind of play on the emotional strings a little bit, because I heard the same thing happen when they're ending 1.0 and going into A Realm Reborn. A lot of people cried.
All right, Adagio, I'm going to start with you now. Tell me your overall impression of 2.55 and it being the last story going into Heavensward.
I think they did it quite well, honestly. I really enjoyed where they were going with it, and like the cliffhangers that they put in. I mean, they left a bunch of stuff up in the air for us to be like, holy crap, what's going on? And I don't know what's going to happen. And I kind of like it, though, how they did it. It's a really good ending to the storyline, honestly.
All right, Gilly.
More blood.
Just more blood.
It was really good. Surprising enough for a person that doesn't actually follow the lore until recently. Yeah, it definitely attracted me to actually watch more cutscenes and actually retouch up. I'm actually going to be sitting at my inn and just watching every single cutscene I can. I'm just like, it can't be this good. The story can't be this good.
It'll get tiring after a while, I think, because you have to go the one for this expansion, the long one that they give you that warning for, has 21 cutscenes that you got to go through in one thing. You got to end it, go to the next one, end it, go to the next one, and I don't know. It gets old after a while. I mean, they should just make a whole video of the whole thing going on through 2.55, which we kind of did, but...
Yeah. I think someone actually did a video from 1.0, like all the cutscenes when you start to finish, yeah.
It's like 2 hours long or something like that, but I still didn't understand the story when all that was happening. I couldn't actually make sense out of it, so I had to go back and read on it to figure it out. Okay, story was good. This is actually pretty impressive for, an MMO story, I guess. There are some things that could have been tweaked, and I guess, like, with the translation coming out of Japan, some things are going to seem a little bit off, but I do wish there was more blood in this game, because it is kind of seeing his arm cut off and then not seeing any blood behind it kind of made it a less of an impact on me. But I don't know.
Just record it and then go back through and edit the scenes.
Add blood to it, and I'll be like the M-rated version of 2.5. Okay. So going forward, what are we going to be expecting going into Heavensward? Because we have a lot of different things that are coming on into it, and I'm thinking instead of Hydralin, and I'm going to say her name wrong, I'm sure, again, and again, we're going to have Papa Mitty being our advisor going forward. Does that look like what is going to happen?
Seems like it. He's already on our shoulders and stuff.
Yeah, on our shoulders. Adagio?
Yeah, I do think that Midgod Summer is definitely going to become a bigger part in it, and I do kind of want to go down the difference between Echo and the Blessing, but I have a kid crying at the moment, so I really don't want to speak too much about it right now. So.
I gotcha. All right, Kurt, tell me one thing that we should expect going into Heavensward. Like one storyline. Like, who are the major players in Uda? Like, what are we going to have a whole bunch of different stories? Are we going to have just one main focus story, or?
It's definitely not going to be a main focus story. We've got a whole new realm to explore, so it's definitely going to be a series of stories, probably not connected. I mean, I can't really tell you what's going to happen. I don't want to speculate. I want to see what unfolds.
Okay. Gilly, do you have anything that we want to mention to say what we can kind of expect going into Heavensward? Story-wise?
Chaos.
Just
and maybe heartfelt when we see who survives and who dies.
all of them died, man. They're just dead. I'm just going to say all
you're
of them died.
You're already pooping on my feels.
I'm just prepping you, man. I'm prepping you.
I'm so soft.
All right, well, I'm going to go into kind of what I think we need to look out for, and I see 4 different stories that we're going to have to look into going into 3.0 and forward. We have completely 4 different situations that might actually tie in together because of the Scions, or Scions, or whatever you want to call them. I don't know. I feel like saying Scions is not the right way. But, okay, so we have Ura, and then we have Ilbred, and Lolorito as the main bad guys in that whole scenario. And we're going to have to go and try to free Raubahn, and Pippin and Raubahn are going to be our little heroes in that whole situation. So, we have a whole bunch of stuff to look forward to, at least in that aspect of it. And then we have the dragons we have to deal with. And that seems like it's a completely different situation if it doesn't all tie in together with Nidhogg, and we have Lady Iceheart. Sir Amric's going to be our hero, and then maybe future Nail is going to be Istadine. I'm just going to say it like this German because I see 9 every time I look at it. Istadine. Then, of course, we have the Scions with La Habrea and Eladibus. And then Sid is the only person I can kind of see popping into that role. Maybe Pippin might come into it as well to be kind of our hero in that whole little storyline. But I don't know if these things are going to branch off and we're going to have one with 24 man, or we're going to have one where it's like coils, and then we're going to have one that goes with our main storyline. But they all seem like extremely popular things that we have to deal with. And yes, he did die. Adagio died while we were having this whole conversation as part of the 2.5. Actually, it's 2.57 storyline. Adagio died.
He knew too much.
He knew too much. We had to off him. So, I mean, there's a lot more than what I can kind of expect, or what I did expect going into before I researched all this stuff that I have to look forward to going into Heavensward. And I just kind of organized it into those 4 little buckets. This feels like more than we had when we went into 2.0. So before we finish up on this complete discussion here that we have, and I can't believe we didn't get one break in the frame drops the entire time.
Rusty, I'm going to have to go. He's pretty upset, so I'm sorry that I have to drop out.
Okay. Just leave your camera up and mute yourself for a second so it doesn't throw the whole format off.
Okay, no problem.
All right, thanks, man. Told you Adagio died. You didn't believe me. Well, that sucks. But we'll get him in here later. Let's do closing thoughts real quick on the discussion. And I guess we kind of already did that with the whole 2.55 thing. So we all kind of agreed that it was a good story, and we're all excited for 3.0, right?
Yes.
Heck yeah.
All right, excellent. So it's a little bit of an awkward close off today because Tasha had his whole little situation. I was going to get his thoughts on it, but what can you do about it? Before we leave, I want to make sure you guys all kind of know where these people, these wonderful people who are here with us talking about all this stuff, can be found before we leave off. And Gilly, tell them where you can be found at and why they should come watch you, man.
You can find me at www.twitch.tv/furpiece. I don't know. I'm actually, here's something to look forward to. I'm actually going to be racing Dark Knight and see if I can probably get world first or server first. 60 Dark Knight, we'll see.
All right. I'm not going to get world first machinist, but I'm going to level my ass off for it and get it as fast as I can. Kerr, you started streaming recently and getting a little bit more into it. So please tell us where we can find you.
My Twitch handle is Karora, and I will enter that into chat for you guys. But you can find me there. I don't stream every day, but I usually stream on the off days that Frosty does not. So right now, Twitch is having API issues. Very, very convenient. We're very sorry for the frame drops because Frosty and I get it very often.
And I'm doing shout outs for all the people who are here on the show to make sure you guys kind of have their links for it. There we go. And you guys go check them out, give them a follow, and make sure. Oh, I just did shout. Shout out Adagio. Maybe I was thinking about his baby. There we go. And give them follows and go check them out when they stream. And they're a lot of fun. I'm not giving Weasel a shout out. But I mean,
You just did.
I did. Okay, crap. Still hit him. Somehow I still hit him. If you guys have any suggestions, and I'm sure right now the biggest suggestion is to fix the frame drop issue, and God, if I can fix that, I'm going to fix it. I'm probably going to be on the phone for a long time tomorrow dealing with the internet company because I spent a lot of money on trying to get it fixed and still haven't gotten it fixed.
I just said what the issue was.
Whoa, did you see Adagio's cat just jump on his chair?
No.
Well, I mean, we think it could be Twitch. We think I have been. We'll get onto that different one. We'll close the show off first. If you guys have any suggestions or comments, send them my way through Twitch. I read all of the Twitch messages that are sent to me. Next week we're going to air at the same time. We're trying to figure out what the best thing for the show is going to be because I was kind of expecting the live letter to be before the show next week, but it's going to be after the show next week. So we'll do a live letter show after it comes out. Before then, we'll have a good thing. If you have an idea for a show for us and you want to see us talk about anything, shoot it my way. And if it's something I can write a show up about, I'll probably do it. If you guys actually want to come on the show, and I did have a few replies so far about people who want to be on the show, go to the survey form that's on this channel and fill out the information there and then shoot it to me, and then I'll know exactly what kind of person you are, what you want to talk about, and maybe we can get you on the show.
Yeah, shoot him.
Yeah, shoot me. Shoot me surveys. And before we leave, we want to give somebody a host. I like giving somebody a host just because I feel like it's important in this community to kind of support each other. So give me a second here and find out who is running. Limit Break Radio. I think they just started up. And it looks like they're playing. Yeah, they're going to start up here in a second. So I'm going to shoot them a host just so you guys can join in with them. Give me just a second. And I'm going to give you guys a little bit of dead air so my voice makes it to you before the host actually happens. And I do appreciate all of you guys for watching. Oh no, the Twitch chat. And if you guys have, again, any comments or suggestions that you want to give us, please let us know, and I will be more than happy to accommodate them. Thank you guys all for watching. Stick around for the host.